whereas I'm just trying to see if there's a difference spatially between the two that would draw me maybe to one side or the other. They're about the same, like light quality is about the same too. I thought maybe one would possibly be lighter than the other. This one's maybe slightly lighter because you would see the reflection of the water a little bit further along.
And I tried not to favor one or the other just because for my idea of the definition of contemplation, it's kind of up to you as to where you want to go rather than architecture forcing you to go one way or the other.
So that was a purposeful decision.
Right.
Do you envision people walking along this narrow corridor, or are they more meant to engage the inside?
Versus going along
right. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would say it depends on where you start, because you could go right away here if you don't notice the pool right away. But if you notice the pool right away, then you go more towards the reflection pool first, and then you can read that way. So I guess it just depends on what you notice first. But I do see what you're saying, just because this is so open here, you might not even think to go down that narrow hallway.
Right. And if you don't have a way to really move back around, if you didn't choose to go in the darker corner, you can't really move. There's not quite enough space to move back around into the larger space. It's almost like it is what it is. It's an individual thing.
So it's kind of like a lack of continuity throughout that area.
Well, I think what the main point is about common is that instead of actually having 2 ways to access the site, you actually have 3. So you have one on your right if I'm entering. Kind of confusing. So I can go either this way, but then in here I can either go this way or that way.
Correct.
And then if I do go this way and it's a more individual space, what if there's like a group of people that are coming in, and then this is more like, I'm entering, this is one individual space, and then they're coming back, and it becomes like, so you want to think about people actually filtering through that space, and that's what we're talking about threshold. So you're creating a main space that filters people out to secondary spaces or another main space. But I think this space is actually very interesting for contemplation, but it should be probably at the end of your procession.
Right.
And not at the very beginning.
So kind of switch these 2 around.
Right.
Some way.
Or if it was at the beginning, that there would be actually a space that actually you can just sort of collect people and then kind of move them into other spaces and then into that space. But just
so maybe moving this forward and this farther back, because then they would have that filter to that area.
I don't know, you kind of like want to work with that a little bit, because shifting like this space is really going to change a lot in the rest of the composition.
Okay. But I think it's something that you should be thinking about massaging that area a little bit more. Figuring exactly how you propose people to enter the site, filter through whether it's first or whether it's last. I mean, prescriptive about it for those individuals.
Okay.
And then what is that dark line that's coming up in the longitudinal section? Just the single line?
No, the stair, you should have like cut it through the stairs.
Yeah, it is supposed to be the stairs.
So this would be actually one, you won't have those lines. Just cut it
It should just be this here.
Right. You're cutting about here.
Correct, yeah. It's like right between these 2.
So then this shouldn't be a stair.
So this is an elevation.
Right.
So
So this line should be
Yeah,
the
so
start.
when I was sitting at my desk or the chair, I thought that this was, I don't know, just something that was being cut through, but I didn't quite know what it was. It was just a simple line. Because this is so much lighter than this, and these are actually the same thing.
Okay.
and then the columns, like if you did cut this section here, the columns are actually at the same elevation as this wall. But the columns are much lighter than the wall. So you want to like really look at the whole drawing. And then you don't want to do these freehand, they look like they're coming at a curve, the columns. Same thing with the edges. I don't know, you guys like don't press at the edges. You really want to make sure
These are there.
like these are there, but like this one, not.
Okay. So just make that clean.
Yeah, right. And then right here, it's gone, and then it's lighter here. So you really, like, you have, this is like a double line. So you still have like a lot of drawing issues to go over.
And it's really important when you do those shorter line segments that it goes all the way to the top line and all the way to the bottom line. It's really you want it to read as an enclosed box. Otherwise, if you stop just quite short, it reads completely differently. That's a general.
And even if I'm looking at the section that you've chosen to cut, I don't know like why you actually cut it through here. Whereas if I were you, I would cut it through both pools and through this wall and look at the monolith as an elevation. But it shows more, or even the other way, cutting through here and looking this way, you can see the columns, you can see this edge of the wall, you can see this wall and the relationship with the canopy as well. So I think that longitudinal section is not showing as much as you actually have in the design.
Okay.
And then in terms of your perspective, I don't think that you want to be showing, that the mountains or whatever is in the vista. You don't really know.
Yeah, that scared me, like, so spiky, I didn't know. I know you were trying to make, like, a background.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it's hard to interpret without it, so I was trying to add something to it so you could understand that this is all open space to look out at, but I
But it's
understand.
really confusing.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm trying to think, what's that mill perspective even, like, showing? Is that part of the pool?
The smaller one.
This
But
one?
really, this line, I realized should be here, because this wall
So you don't
matches
have
with
depth to your walls, and you don't have depth if this is the pool, really.
Right, so this line
It's
should be
a
here.
weird angle. Yeah.
Right.
So this angle is actually not correct. There's something, this line, probably too. There's something off here. Because the pool just seems like it's coming, like,
Yeah,
at an
it's
angle.
just like the whole perspective is maybe it's tilted up to me too much. That ground plane.